Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at. Thank you for your service to our country. If you have served, thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about, can the VA deny a presumptive disability for claim benefits? Okay. So, again, thank you for tuning in to the Off the Battlefield podcast presented by Veterans Claim Servants. We are veterans serving veterans and want to help you to be in the best position to win your claim. So, yes, the VA can deny a presumptive disability claim for a variety of reasons. There is nothing that is guaranteed. And too many times veterans think, oh, it's presumptive, or I'm just going to get that tinnitus claim because that's just that's just that type of claim that they just give away, right? And no, that's not true at all. Presumptive conditions are intended to make it easier. Keyword intended, for veterans to make it easier to secure VA disability benefits by eliminating the need to directly prove a connection between their condition and their military service. However, approval is not automatic. Okay. It's not automatic. The VA requires veterans to meet specific eligibility criteria, such as verifying their service in a qualifying location or a specific time frame, or providing sufficient medical evidence to confirm the diagnosis. Failing to meet these requirements can result in a VA claim denial. It's very important to know that you must meet specific eligibility criteria. Even though presumptive VA claims simplify the process and are easier to win than other types of claims, veterans should still prepare thoroughly and provide accurate, complete documentation to maximize their chances of approval. So let's stop right there for a moment. Treatment. Always make sure that you have treatment. Make sure that you have an up-to-date diagnosis within the past 6 to 12 months. Okay. Make sure that you have an up to date diagnosis for the presumptive condition that you are going for. The more medical evidence that you do present, the easier it is for you to win your claim as well. Hey, I was in this specific time. I was in this specific location. Let's call it Afghanistan. Hey, Mr. Miss Raider, look at my DD 214 where I was where I served at. Okay, I was in Afghanistan and I have sinusitis or I have rhinitis, right? I am diagnosed with these conditions, and here's an up-to-date diagnosis as well too. Okay, it may not be in your active duty medical records, but again, it's a presumptive condition. Right then and there, you prove that you actually have that diagnosis. If you have a medication that you're on for it, then make sure that you give that as part of the evidence for your claim. Make sure that you have a personal statement in there talking about how you are impacted, right, occupationally, socially, and how your quality of life is impacted. Make sure that the rater knows that. So provide everything that you can, as opposed to just a DD 214. Okay, that may suffice, but not all the time. Okay, make sure that you've made complaints about this specific condition too to the VA. Right, the VA is really looking for that right now. They are looking to make sure that you have made the proper complaints, and they are going right to your VA medical records and your active duty records and treatment records. So the more evidence that you provide, the easier that it is on the front end to win your claim. You'll get those results on the back end. Okay. Let me give you kind of a tip or a secret here. Presumptive disability claims generally have higher approval rates, right? Not guaranteed, but generally do, as opposed to other types of claims, assuming you meet the eligibility criteria, right? So, for example, according to the PACT Act performance dashboard, PACT Act presumptive claims currently have a 74.5% approval rate as of November 2024. Okay, that means 3 out of every 4 presumptive disability claims are getting approved by the VA as of right now. I think that number is dipping a little bit, but almost 75%, just right underneath that, are getting approved by the VA as of, November 2024. That's the last statistic for that. Okay. So yes, the VA can deny presumptive VA disability claims. They do have higher approval rates for presumptive disability claims. Common reasons for denial and action steps, what you should do after if you get denied. Okay. That's everything that we are going to be talking about. So I don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, but a presumptive disability is a condition that the VA automatically assumes is related to a veteran's military service based on specific circumstances, such as the location and time period of service. This eliminates the need for the veteran to prove a direct connection. So, active duty, in service treatment, stressor, diagnosis while in, or the need for a nexus between their service and the condition they develop, making it easier to qualify for a VA disability compensation benefit. Not guaranteed, though. Okay. Presumptive disability, it simplifies the process for veterans to receive VA benefits, right? So here's how it works: three qualifying factors that you need to know. Did you serve in a specific location that is considered a presumptive area? Did you serve, number two, in a qualifying during a qualifying time period? Number three, development of a presumptive condition. This is very important. You, the veteran, must have developed a medical condition that is recognized by the VA as being presumptively linked to the exposures in that location and time frame. Okay, these conditions are listed under the VA's presumptive list, which is in the description of this video, and include various cancers, respiratory illnesses, and other serious health issues. So, specific location, qualifying time period, development of a presumptive condition. Evidence requirements for presumptive VA disability claims. Instead of needing to gather extensive medical evidence, however, I do suggest that you submit all the medical evidence that you can, including nexus letters, to prove that their condition or your condition was caused by your service. Veterans only need to provide their military service records, such as their DD 214, showing they served in an eligible location during the qualifying period. Okay. You still need to provide all the evidence that you can. It's not going to hurt you, it's only going to help your claim. You also need to have medical evidence of a current presumptive disability diagnosed in medical records, right? So it's a streamlined process, and it generally makes it easier and faster for veterans to receive the benefits they deserve. Some of the common reasons for denials of presumptive disability claims are no diagnosis of a current presumptive disability. Let's digress a minute. Remember, I just said have an up-to-date diagnosis within the past 12 months or as close to the date that you submit your claim as possible. It's important. The VA requires a current medical diagnosis of the presumptive condition to grant benefits. So if you don't have a diagnosis, but you got sinuses, complain to the VA. Go and make sure it's in your VA treatment records. Make sure it's with your primary care doctor. Make sure that you show proof that you are diagnosed for whatever presumptive condition that you are filing. Without a formal diagnosis, the claim lacks some necessary medical evidence that's needed. Okay. Number two, your disability is not on the VA's presumptive list. The VA presumptive list is in the description of this video. Make sure that you know the claim that you're filing, that it is for sure definitively on the VA's presumptive list. Right. Number three, does your DD 214 show or not show a qualifying service at a qualifying location? Right. The DD 214, the DD form 214 documents your service history, right? If it doesn't reflect service and locations or during periods associated with presumptive conditions, the VA may deny the claim, right? So make sure that if it's not on there and you did serve, let's say in Afghanistan or Iraq in the Middle East, then make sure that you submit orders showing, hey, I was there. They jacked up on my DD 214. Make sure that they clearly see it where you served at the location, because that is very, very important. And number four, you must have clear evidence of a non-service related cause for the disability. If the VA finds credible evidence that a disability resulted from non-service related factors, it can rebut the presumption of service connection for disability benefits. So let's just say you develop a sinuses, right? And it's presumed to be linked to burn pit exposure because you were in Afghanistan. However, if medical records reveal the condition is due to long-term civilian occupational exposure, let's say now you work on a flight line and you're inhaling JP8, right? Or you have exposure to industrial chemicals, the VA can deny the claim citing an alternative cause. Remember, they're always looking for a way not to have to give you money, right? Because you're going up against a system that is adhering to a budget. Always remember that. Always remember that. So be careful what you say during those CMP exams. Be careful. That's why they ask questions about your childhood trauma. They ask what you do for work. They ask all of that stuff. So honestly, be open, be honest, but make sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot neither. Okay. So if you've been denied for a presumptive VA claim that you submitted, here's what you need to do. You need to, number one, call the 1-800-827-1000 number, or you need to go on the va.gov or your app, and you need to look at the 17-page rating decision letter. You need to know why the VA, according to 38 CFR, the Code of Federal Regulations, has a duty to assist you and provide why they denied the claim. If you don't understand it, reach out, info@veteransclaimservice.com, and let's see why you got denied. Was it a lack of evidence? Was it no diagnosis? Was it no continuation of care? Were you not in a right location? Is it even on the presumptive list? Do you need a nexus letter? I don't know, but you need to look at that. Pay particular attention to the reasons for decision and evidence reviewed sections. Did they use all the evidence that you submitted? Maybe they did not. Maybe they missed it. Maybe they overlooked it. And why did they deny you? Look, if it's wrong and you know that you submitted it and that CMP examiner did not look over everything, then you need to file a higher level review. But listen, when you go to a compensation and pension exam, you need to bring all the evidence that you submitted. That is your responsibility. And you need to ask that compensation and pension examiner, do you have all the evidence? Are you looking at everything that I submitted with my claim? Because if you are not, here it is. Here it is. Here's my personal statement. Here's my diagnosis. Here's my outside treatment records. Did the rater that's adjudicating my claim give that to you? Okay, it's very important to know that. Number two, you need to decide your best appeal option. Okay, if you had all the right medical evidence but still got denied due to an error, and you want a second opinion, file a higher level review. If you didn't have all the right medical evidence and you want to add new and relevant evidence, do a supplemental claim. All right. And if you have to, file a records only board appeal. Okay. If your higher level review, supplemental claim, and HLR of your supplemental claim are denied, you should consider a records only board appeal. Okay. Number three, you need to review your medical evidence. You should know, you are your best advocate, what is in your claim, right? Before filing an appeal on your denied VA claim, you need to review the medical evidence you submitted with your original claim. It's important. Match what you submitted with the evidence reviewed in your VA rating decision letter. Make sure it's accurate. Make sure you're consistent. Make sure you know what's in your claim. And it's also a good time to ensure you provided the VA with a current diagnosis of a presumptive disability in a medical record. Your DD 214 shows qualifying service at a qualifying location and evidence of your severity of symptoms and negative impacts to your work life and social functioning, right? And then number four, get with and file your VA appeal online, right? If you need to do a higher level review or supplemental claim, do it online. It's really simple to do, right? And make sure that you do that, right? You can't submit new and relevant evidence with a higher level review. I'm sure all you guys know that, but you cannot submit new and relevant evidence with a higher level review. It will not be considered, but you can with a supplemental claim, right? Be proactive, be patient, and don't ever quit. Don't stop moving forward. Okay. It's not over, this whole process, unless you quit. Okay. So I hope that that helps you today. Again, what we have talked about are, yes, no claim is guaranteed. They can deny presumptive claims, right? There are higher approval rates for presumptive disability claims, the most common reasons for denial, and what to do after you've been denied. I hope that this video helps you. Like, subscribe, comment, share this out with someone or a fellow veteran that can use this information, and stay in the fight. Don't ever quit. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I am out.